remember that feeling you got in mid-April of your senior year when you realized that in just a few short weeks you would be walking across that stage, shaking the hand of your principal, and being handed your diploma? Your parents would be proud, your teachers would be proud, but most importantly, you would be proud of yourself. After being in school for 13 years, graduating from high school was one of my biggest accomplishments. School didn't always come easy to me, and sometimes I would get frustrated and discouraged when my classes got difficult, but quitting was never an option. The importance of education is one of the key things that you can instill in your child. In today's world, it's difficult to be successful without an education. But what if at age 16 you decide that school just isn't for you and you want to enter the workforce? Should you be able to drop out? My goal is to open your eyes to the importance of education and why I think it should be a law statewide that you must stay in school until you're at least 18 years of age. President Obama, during his State of the Union address, said, "We also know that when students aren't allowed to walk away from their education, more of them walk the stage to get their diploma." So tonight, I call on every state to require that all students stay in high school until they graduate or turn 18. The GH Newsroom explains that some states have already raised the age to 18, but other states have had trouble winning everyone over. Some Republicans have argued that by changing the age to 18 and keeping teens in school who don't want to be there, it is disruptive to other students, and they say that all students should have the right if they want to leave. Yahoo states that President Obama is challenging all states to change their dropout age to 18 to prevent future students. 20 states currently do restrict any student from dropping out before they turn 18. After President Obama's State of the Union speech, only one state changed the law. Why aren't more states taking this seriously? Shannon McFarland, writer for HuffPost Politics, described Obama's urgency for this to change as being as popular as homework on a Friday afternoon. States are arguing that by keeping these students in school that want to drop out, we are only causing a demand for more money and resources. Extra counseling and remedial courses would be needed to help these kids graduate, and the money just isn't there. What these states need to realize, though, is that this generation is the future of our nation. With the dropout rate increasing every year, the rate of unemployment will continue to go up. By investing more money in the education, each state will be saving money in the long run. A better educated workforce means more taxpayers. Students who stay in school are less likely to become teen parents, commit crimes, or rely on welfare, as well as be more likely to be successful in their careers. Teens who drop out are not living the dream or anywhere close to it. They are working part-time, making minimum wage, and trying to support themselves as well as their family. Most don't realize until it's too late that education is the key to a bright and successful future. The website EDU Guide estimated the salary for an individual without a high school diploma to be about $18,734 annually. The average high schooler who does graduate makes about $27,915 annually. In an article written by Jim Axelrod for CBS Evening News, a recruitment professional stated, "Unlike in previous decade, unskilled plus unschooled equals unemployed. The companies are creating no jobs for them, zero." The recruiter went on to add that they are going to be cut off from the economic middle class for the rest of their life. There are currently 31 million high school dropouts in the United States, and more than half of them are unemployed. So where do these teens make their wages? eHow.com listed potential jobs that individuals could obtain without having to have a diploma. They are cashier, working in retail sales, fast food cook, construction or laborer, office clerk, waitress, janitor, or delivery driver. Not having a full education is going to leave you limited with restrictions and not a whole lot of opportunities when it comes to the job selection you will have to choose from. Is someone at the age of 16 even mature enough to make a decision that will potentially affect their life forever? The website On Point with Tom Ashbrook interviewed young adults who made the decision to drop at an early age. This is what Jenna, a 23-year-old from New York, had to say. "The fact that I made an immature decision when I was 17 years old is still affecting me. In the end, I should have stuck with it. I'm not saying that everyone who doesn't finish high school is going to fail at life, and in fact, some famous movie stars, including Simon Cowell, dropped out of high school. But realistically, not everyone is going to catch a lucky break like that. So what is the answer to why kids aren't finishing school? Why are they suddenly not interested and think they can make it in the workforce? EDUguide.org explained a few of the main reasons they have found that students find it necessary and the smartest decision for them to withdraw from school. Struggling through school and not succeeding in classes is one of the main reasons. Poor attendance is often linked to not doing well in classes because students find themselves getting behind. Students who are held back, find school boring or irrelevant, have a bad transition from middle school, or have faced other life factors like pregnancy, family problems, financial issues are all at risk of potential dropouts. It is said to be predicted that many kids who do not finish high school do poorly in life. They won't be as successful at finding a job. They will earn up to $1 million less in a lifetime than those with a diploma. They are likely to have poor health, live in poverty, have children at an early age, or end up in prison. So it's understood that dropping out is looked down upon, and normally nothing positive follows it. But what can be done to ensure that the rate continues to decrease instead of increase? The National Dropout Prevention Center has come up with effective strategies to help prevent new dropouts. One of the key things is to give students goals to work towards and accomplish. Having the whole community supporting the school is a healthy environment where students are able to achieve and grow. Research has proven that family members involved and engaged in students' education have a positive effect on the students' achievement. Students who have access to tutors and mentors also do better. So I have a video here that I interviewed our high school superintendent on his opinion.
Hello, today with me I have Mr. Petty, who is the superintendent of the BCLW School District, and he is going to be sharing with us some advice that he would give a student who would come to him saying that they were thinking about dropping out.
Yeah, and I've had an opportunity to do that several times. I was a high school principal here for several years before superintendent. Some of the main things I talk about with students that have come to me talking about wanting to drop out, in some cases, have encouraged them to at least continue to go on and get their GED or their high school equivalency, because then they can still go on to a community college and gain some of those kinds of skills that can be beneficial in the workplace. But I mean, typically I'm going to start off with really encouraging the student to stay in school. Some of the things that we talk about are just in general about how many opportunities are lost to them if they don't graduate from high school. For the most part, if they don't graduate from high school or at least get that GED, that takes away any opportunities for further education at the community college level. And then looking at the statistics, the most recent statistics with the Bureau of Labor Statistics talks about how that wage gap just continues to grow. I mean, it's always been there between high school dropouts and, say, high school graduates or college graduates, of course. But that gap between a high school dropout and a college graduate for wage earnings just continues to grow larger and larger. It used to be in the past where a student might be able to go and easily get a good job in a factory or on the farm and paid fairly well in those jobs. Not to say they've disappeared completely, but have really decreased considerably.
All right, well, thank you very much for taking
It will take time and a lot of patience, but I hope that someday it will become a statewide law that all students must stay in school until they are at least 18 years of age or graduated. After all, our generation is the future. Why not invest in what is most important now? Not graduating from high school will just be the beginning of a life of minimum wage jobs and welfare. Don't just be another statistic. I've given you the facts. It's up to you whether or not you believe it's a serious enough ordeal to end. All parents want what is best for their children and for them to be as successful as possible. With that, encourage your kids, support them, and don't let dropping out be an option. I hope I've opened your eyes and made you realize just how crucial it is to graduate and why it needs to become a law everywhere. Thank you.
Very good.
I didn't think you had that many cards.